What's going on? This is the Gamer Buff podcast. It's our little gamer news podcast. I'm Jefferson Carps with the Gamer Buff, Dove Larson in the house. What's up, Dove?
Not much. How you doing, Carps?
I'm doing great. Lots of news. Been a couple weeks for us, so let's get to it. A lot of stuff coming up today. We have Pacific Drive. We have Death Stranding 2. But first, we have to start with GTA 6 and those impressive release date detectives on Reddit. Book it. Release date October 29. I'm saying it. Is this legit? What happened, and is it legit?
All right. Some people really paying attention to Max Payne 3, a game released in 2013. And in that game, there is a made-up band, and there's a poster for their tour dates in the game, and you can see all the tour dates. If you look at the tour dates closely, you'll notice that the dates coincide with the releases of other Rockstar games, the main big boys. We're talking Grand Theft Auto 4 is lined up. We got Red Dead Redemption 1 lined up, date and month. We got Grand Theft Auto 5 lined up, date and month. And we have Red Dead Redemption 2 lined up, date and month. There are two dates unaccounted for on there, and one of them is 10/29. So people are thinking, since Rockstar has already said that Grand Theft Auto 6 is releasing this fall, 10/29 would fit that as well. They've already called it out years ago, 12 years ago. So it's got to line up. We're going conspiracy theory. We don't care. But it just makes so little sense that it makes so much sense. So it's got to work.
It's happening. October 29th will be the release date for GTA 6. This is totally insane to have like things run so smoothly through it all, through like the struggles of video games, through COVID, through all of this, to have a poster in Max Payne 3 from 2013. Just a little thing that 12 years later, somebody finally notices.
Oh,
says,
right.
Holy shit. This lines up with GTA 4, GTA 5, Red Dead 1 and 2. Who the hell
remembered that when they were going through?
Who saw this poster and thought, wait a minute, I know those dates. I was standing in line. I was picking up GTA 4. I wonder if, sure. And then they all add up.
That's honestly probably how it happened.
It's
waiting for that game to come out, and it just committed to memory.
Yeah. These people on Reddit, all amazing. Different subreddits, but certainly the gamers on Reddit and the things that they find out is unbelievable. And this one is right there at the top. And I can confidently say, once again, book it, GTA 6, October 29th, 2025. It's a really, really cool story.
Requesting off work.
It's a really cool story.
It's happening.
Yeah, so get ready. Get you little pennies together. Get ready to get this game October 29th. Dove, Pocket Pair's Palworld has now hit over 32 million players in its first year. First of all, what is driving the success of Palworld? What's going on here?
It's a really great game. Some people have dubbed it Pokemon with guns, which, yeah, you can look at it that way. There are some lawsuits pending. We'll talk about it a little bit later, but it's a good survival game. It's a grown-up version of Pokemon, if you really want to look at it, which is, the original market has grown up, so they're looking for this game. It's really interesting. I've enjoyed it. I put a couple hours into it at least. It's fun. It's interesting. They change it up, man. And people want to live in this world. It's early access still. They haven't completed the whole thing, which is nuts. And they have 32 million players. If we looked at that as copies sold, which we shouldn't and won't, but if we did, that would put that somewhere in the top 30 video games sold of all time. That's insane.
It's right there with your Call of Duty. Right there.
It's right in the thick of things, and it's early access still.
It's still early access, and that's just it's not copies sold, right?
No,
it's players. It's 32 million players across all the platforms. But just to grab at some sort of perspective on this thing, it's up there with the copies sold of your
Black
Call of
Ops
Duty games.
2, I believe, is up there. It's it would be above Cyberpunk 2077, which everyone loves. It's like Elden Rings. It's above that.
It's a massive success. A massive, massive success, and it's still an early release, and they're still tweaking things and they're changing things, probably to dodge some of these patent issues with Nintendo. Now, I want to ask you about this lawsuit, Nintendo, the Pokemon patents. If even a single one of these patents successfully holds up, this could change everything for developers moving forward. I just want to ask you, what could this mean for the future of new video games?
Well, it could really ruin things if it's interpreted the wrong way. Like, don't get me wrong, there are some mechanics that are patented to agree, but they're very intricate and specific. There's the Nemesis system from some Lord of the Rings games, and it's a system where the bad guys that you take down, like, you'll chop an arm off, and the next time that you meet them, they'll have that arm sewed up, stitched up, and they'll have like something attached to them on the other side to kind of pay tribute to that. Like it does little things like that. So every time you encounter a major boss, whatever the end game was, the next time that you two meet, it'll have some kind of token from that or remembrance from that. That's a patented system right there. But capturing a monster with a ball, that's pretty damn broad. You know what I mean? And it to me, it looks, I might be wrong, but double jump, that's very broad. It's in a lot of games. How do you patent a double jump? You can't. You shouldn't, because games should be able to have a double jump. You should be able to capture things in a ball. Like, are you telling me that no game out there you can capture an enemy with a ball because Nintendo has the rights to it?
That's what they're trying to tell you, and it's, it's ridiculous because everybody in every, avenue of creativity, everybody's borrowing from the people that came before them.
Absolutely.
Just how it is. You take an idea, you grow up loving something, you take that idea, you build on it, you make it your own. That's what it is. So I don't, Nintendo, listen, Pokemon's going to be just fine, man. Just let it go. Like, you can't, this could, if even one, buttoned up judge is like, well, they can't do that because Pokemon did that. And then, everything changes with what you're allowed to create, what you're allowed to do in games. It's not going to help anybody. So if you're a Pokemon fan, you should still be rooting for these patents to be tossed out. That's it. There's only one side of the fence here, and it's that this doesn't go anywhere. They've changed the mechanic.
They've altered it to sidestep it, which I think is smart.
Now this is how we capture our creatures, our monsters. Go fine. Let it go, Nintendo.
But they're not going to let it go because they want to, show everyone they're the biggest badass on the block.
They don't want any competition. No, and they have competition,
but there's room for both. Like, Nintendo is strictly for family-oriented stuff, so let Palworld exist. It's not family-oriented. It's made for grown-ups or teens or people who want to have some guns in the game. There's a market for it. Let them have it. It's different. There's room in the market for both. I think Nintendo's barking up the wrong tree, my friend.
Yeah, well, it's again, we've been covering this for months now, and it remains to be seen what's going to happen. But what's happening right now is that Palworld is crushing it, continues to crush it, even in early access. Pocket Pair has now started publishing. They're working on that, so they're just plowing ahead. They're just moving forward, and they're doing great things. Dove, let's talk about Death Stranding 2. We are also friggin' pumped for this game. No one is more pumped than the gamer buff Dove Larson. You love Death Stranding. You can't wait for Death Stranding 2. It can't release fast enough, but we do have to wait a bit longer. But in the meanwhile, what's the latest news with Death Stranding 2?
So, we didn't get anything on the PlayStation reveal, so, some people are wondering what's going on. It's still releasing in 2025, as we know. On March 9th, there's a convention, South by Southwest. A lot of different media, movies, TV shows, music, video games, all different kinds of stuff. So Hideo Kojima is going to release some stuff, some more information on Death Stranding 2. Hopefully another trailer. We'll find out more info and hopefully a exact release date. That's what I'm hoping. But what we do know so far is great, and I'm just excited to find out more in just a couple weeks. It's not far away, but
it's not. It's it's a couple weeks away. South by Southwest. Yeah, there should be a lot of information here. I mean, they're press releasing that they're going to be there, and we're going to learn some stuff. So you're going to learn some stuff. Yeah. Probably, hopefully, the release date.
That's all I want to know.
You love this game. You are more impressed with this game than maybe any other game.
Oh, this is one of my favorite games, and it defies genres. It's not in any one thing. People call it like a walking simulator, which I think is bogus. It's got a lot of layers to it. It's its own thing, and it's amazing. I love Death Stranding, the first one. The acting, the story, just the environment that you go through. Like it's a different take on a video game, and I dig it. I love it so much, and I can't wait for the second one to come out. I mean, and they're bringing a lot of the old or the actors from the original, which made the game so great. Norman Reedus, you got to have him back. Troy Baker, of course, you got to. He was like one of the best villain actors I've seen that in the last decade, but probably ever. Like, he nailed Higgs. He was so incredible as being a bad guy. We saw him get a lot of notoriety with Indiana Jones and the Great Circle just released. Even Harrison Ford talked about how great he did there. But in Death Stranding 2, he was a cut above. He was just incredible. And if you haven't played the game, Death Stranding, the original, do so. It's amazing. Just if you only see it for the story, and Higgs nails it. Norman Reedus does great, but Troy Baker, whew, what a performance, baby.
Yeah, go play it now. You have time before Death Stranding 2 comes out. You'll be just as pumped as the rest of us, and we'll find out more March 9th at South by Southwest. That's going to be really cool. Dove, here's another one of your favorites. Survival game Pacific Drive has now sold over 1 million copies in its first year. Pacific Drive, this game, it's racking up sales. It's racking up award nomination. There's a television show in the works. Mm-hmm. Why is this game so badass? Let's just talk about Pacific Drive. Tell us about it. Tell us why it's great. Tell us why we should be super excited for this TV show. Tell us everything.
I mean, there's a number of reasons why this game is great. First of all, the story is amazing. If you like sci-fi or like mystery type shows like Twin Peaks, X-Files, Twilight Zone, that kind of stuff, this fits right in. You get sucked into this Bermuda Triangle-esque area in your car, and you just kind of have to survive to figure out how the hell you got there, how the hell you're going to survive, and how to eventually leave. So it's really interesting. You have to deal with anomalies, which, if you've ever had a horrible shitbox of a car like me, you're going to love and understand this game. Like, you've hit the windshield wiper, and all of a sudden your dashboard goes all lights, and your radio goes full blast, or you close the door and then the hood unlatches and you can't see anything. I've had cars that actually do this, and it actually does it in the game. Like, you get random shit happening. Right. It's a great roguelike. It's realistic. The driving aspect's really responsive and fun, and the story is amazing. So a TV series makes sense.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, that is so next level to like, close the door, your freaking trunk pops open.
Oh my god!
I mean, that is like you just driving around in the old Dodge out there trying to survive. That is so good. Like, who thinks of that? Puts that in there?
It's great. It's such a good touch, because like you're going in a first person perspective anyway, and like if you didn't research, if you didn't know about it beforehand, you're like thinking something's wrong with the game. There's a bug. Your lights are flashing
hit my
on and
blinker
off
and the
for some
radio's
reason.
blasted.
Yeah, what the hell's
this?
going on? But no, it's a part of the game. It's a feature. And
that's just your ride, bro.
And it gets worse as the game goes on. But man, the story is just as incredible as all those features, and the acting they have. Amazing.
And
go check it out.
That story is why this television show is right up there at the top of my list when this thing comes out, because you're talking eerie, post-apocalyptic, just eerie, strange horror involved. Like the whole thing is fucking great. It could be great.
Yeah, done right, it could be amazing.
They could put out some garbage, but like I don't think so. I think they're going to do it right. People working on it have done some great things. Pacific Drive, go play the game. Go play the game. It's a great game.
People already have.
I mean, 1 million people have purchased this thing. You know, what's your excuse? Huh? That's what I want to know. Huh? Dub, yo, what do we got coming out this week? What do you got coming up Monday?
Avowed. I finally got to play this game.
It is here. Avowed is here.
I've been playing the hell out of it for the last week and a half, 2 weeks, whatever it's been.
You talk about visually badass, dude.
I love it. It's beautiful. You know, like it's just a lot of fun. A lot of comparisons to Skyrim. You know, like I don't see it. They do their own thing. I'll cover it in the video, but it's a great game. Good story. I love the combat, and like just the movement in the game is just light years ahead of, you know, something like Skyrim, which is over a decade old now. You know, great game, but there are some advancements that have been made. Avowed is making some of those.
Yeah.
And this, it's just a lot of fun. I am loving it. I'm clearly not going to bury the lead in the video either, because it's a great game. Go check it out if you haven't. But Monday, I'll have my video about it.
Hell yeah. So Avowed is here. It is out, and Dove's official review of Avowed. It's out early Monday morning and for the rest of the time. Also, go ahead, catch up on some of the recents. Early Access Review, Hyper Light Breaker, the Indie Spotlight, Mark of the Deep, Indie Spotlight. Great insight into these games. From the Dove at Two Hats of the Beer, Dove's Indie Spotlights. That's it. There's no Jim Adams here. There's no joke. You can get the hell out of here. He's the gamer buff, Dove Larson. Like, share, subscribe for more content. Go check out those reviews. It's really good stuff. Dove's Digital Deep Dive, the Indie Spotlight, the Gamer Buff Podcast, Two Hats of the Beard. Thank you for hanging out with us. Appreciate you. We'll do it again in a week. Hey, fellas, game on!
Game on!
Welcome to the Mustache Ride.